Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name's Edie Nathan, and we've got people from all over the world uh, visiting on Facebook Lives. And so I really want to say hello and give a shout out to all those folks who are living in the Philippines and Costa Rica and France and Brazil and Africa. It is so wonderful to have you as part of this conversation, and thank you for all of the likes and the loves and for sharing these posts. I'd love to hear from you, and if for whatever reason you feel that your English isn't that good, then write it in your language, and I will, figure out a way to, get it transcribed so that I can understand it and try to respond back to you. So thank you, thank you. This is a shout out to all of you, and we're all living in this pandemic, in this place of being in the unknown, and it's hard, and every day there's something different. Every day we learn something new. We learn something new about ourselves. We might learn something new about our partners as we spend a lot of time with them. We actually might find a lot of information about how we deal with being isolated, not being touched. The anxiety around that, not being touched or not being seen or not having actual contact. So I'm sure you already know this. When babies aren't touched, aren't held, they fail to thrive, right? So in some ways, we're like babies. We need to be touched. We thrive when we are given a pat on the back or given a hug or a kiss on the cheek. And even for people who are in partnerships, and maybe they were long distance partnerships, and you guys know who you are, they're tough because you can't travel. Travel's very hard. And for some folks, even if you did travel, you'd have to quarantine 14 days. It makes things complicated, and the anxiety around this is just hard. So today, we're going to talk about creativity and isolation, creativity, and just how hard it is to feel isolated and what you can do to tap into your creativity, to tap into your creative flow, if you will, to join with others, even if it's through Zoom or WebEx or FaceTime. You have so many ways to share an idea, a hope, a dream, to even, I don't know, create a shared story. Where I don't know, as kids we used to play a game. I don't know if you ever played this game. It was called telephone, and we'd sit in a circle and we'd start with one word and we'd whisper in someone's ear, and we'd go from one person to the next and we'd keep whispering this word. And by the time it got back to the very first person, the word was nothing, or the sentence was nothing like the word that started. And it was funny, and we'd have some good laughs around that. So you could certainly start a storytelling group where someone begins with a storyline, and then someone picks that up and another person picks it up, and it's very spontaneous, and it can be funny and it can be sad, and it can just get your brain flowing. Today I was listening to our public radio, NPR. What a great show today. It was actually a repeat, but sometimes we need repeats. And it was actually on creativity. And sometimes we get stuck in a bubble, or we get stuck with our blinders on. And we need to break through those bubbles, break out of the bubble, break through the blinders, take them off. they were talking about this wonderful, wonderful musician, Keith Jarrett. I don't know if you guys know him. He was a jazz musician, and just is known for uh, just a magnificent way of playing. Played the piano, and just you could just move with his movement. You could dance to it. You could dine to it. You could just enjoy it. And his name is, again, Keith Jarrett. So what they shared was that, Keith Jarrett liked to have things a particular way, and so he traveled to do this concert, the Cone concert, and when he got there, this 17-year-old girl is the one who got him to play, and really wanted her to come to this community, and he did. But when he got there, on the stage, the piano that he wanted, this grand piano, which, a piano player should have the piano that they want to play on, well, it wasn't that piano. And so he was like not going to play. And so he said, no, no, no. And then this 17-year-old, just, there were 1,200 people who were going to this concert. Tickets were sold. It was 8 or 5 hours from the concert, and he was not going to play. So she went and she found him, and he was in a cafe, and she stood outside in the pouring rain, and she begged him, and she went inside to the cafe, and she begged him, begged him, begged him, oh, please, 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 won't you play? Won't you play? And he did. And that concert, which he didn't want to do, they decided to record it. And it became a concert that was just through the spiritual, creative roof. Like, it touched and tapped into so many people, and some gut feeling within, to so many. I mean, probably millions of people. And you'd never know, based on that playing, that he wasn't going to play, that he wasn't going to do that concert, the concert that he wasn't going to do. And so if you think there's something you can't do or don't want to do, and someone is suggesting, do it, do it, do it, maybe that's part of a message. Maybe it's part of your creativity. Maybe it's part of something that is spiritual that's within you, but someone is seeing it within you. And our creativity can help with our anxiety. So tonight, today, next week, this week, and the weeks following, tap into something that's creative. Might be a puzzle. It might be listening to music. It might be walking. And allow your walking thoughts to become alive within you. Pay attention. Pay attention. The time is now, and you've got this. You've had the power all along. Yeah, you have. I believe in you. Contact 3 people. Tell them something you appreciate about them. Tell them something you've been thinking. And share something that maybe makes you anxious. Be a little vulnerable. I mean, why not, right? Sometimes stating what we're vulnerable about and what's going on within us actually helps us and relieves us and makes us feel better. So take care. I'll see you tomorrow, and find a way into your heart. Good night.